All right, welcome back to the shop, everybody. Anthony Powell here, Tone Devil Guitars, coming back to you a week late. We had a remodel job to do last week at our little cabin here, and it was a very large flooring job, and you know what it's like when you tear out some flooring, and you never know what you're going to find underneath. And so it became a little bit of a project. There were some holes going all the way through to the crawl space underneath, and we had to get all that patched up. So today we're going to be getting right back to our guitar building, and I've got Dave's signature harp guitar right behind me. I also have this flamenco nylon string guitar that needs some sanding, and a few other jobs. Dave isn't quite here yet this morning, so you guys can just stay tuned, and I will keep you in the loop on what we're doing job by job, project by project. So stay tuned for that. Thanks for joining me. Welcome back to the shop. Okay, well, first on the agenda for today is to get some finish sanding done on this, what we're going to call a flamenco guitar. It's turning out really nice. It's got probably 3-4 coats of glossy polyurethane on it, on this gorgeous rosewood back and Engelmann spruce top. Turning out really nice. This is a really impressive guitar. I'm super excited to hear how it sounds. So anyway, I'm going to just do some leveling and finish sanding to this varnish, and then get it back in the spray booth. Alrighty, so that is done. The flamenco guitar is in the spray booth. Next on the agenda, I believe, since Dave's not here, I'm gonna hold off on trying to get a few of these other builds pushed right along, and I'm going to start working on Dave's signature harp guitar. The week before, I think we showed everybody how Dave's signature harp guitar, look at this gorgeous one-piece solid black walnut back. On there. Isn't that gorgeous? Super awesome. So Dave decided to go with a chest bevel. I don't know if you can see this faint pencil line around here, but all of this region right here is going to be carved out for a ergonomic chest bevel area. He's always had a little trouble with the way the harp guitar sits on his body. He plays Western style, so and he leans in a little bit to get his thumb on those bass strings, and he's always got a little bit of a bruise on his chest there. So we put a piece of block inside the rim in there, about 1 inch deep, and it's carved off nicely, so it should end up being about 3/8 of an inch thick altogether once the outside area is all carved away nicely. It's going to carve all the way around up in around the waist bout, and we're going to get all the way up into this area here. So I'm going to just take a rasp and get going on that. All right, so I was grinding away with the rasp on this chest bevel for Dave, and I'm sure you could notice in the video that somebody didn't glue the chest bevel block in the rim very securely. So there's a couple of pretty big gaps right there. This one looks like it will close back up and seat right up to the block nicely, but this one looks like might be a little bit of an issue trying to clamp that in. It's really hard to squeeze that in there. It looks like the rim is a little, the rim side there is a little bit too tight of a bend or too loose of a bend for the tightness of this chest bevel block. So I'm gonna have to do the best I can to try to glue and clamp those and leave them. I'd hate for that to be this side down here where it's glued against the back is a perfectly nice tight joint. That's how it's supposed to look, but that is no good. So we'll have to do our best to fix that. All right, so Dave's here. He's checking in on his arm, on his chest bevel area. So we got it clamped up about as good as we can. What do you think, Dave?
Looks good. It's got a nice big wide swath of flat beveled section, which will be nice up against the chest. I'm kind of noticing these little tips over here on either end of the bevel. They almost become little spikes right there.
Little pyramids, yeah.
Little pyramids, and so I'm wondering if maybe we can just round those off somehow, or or kind of just soften the edge just slightly on those points, just to make it so that in case you actually do brush yourself with it, it doesn't bump you or bruise you or something. But yeah, it looks good.
All right, there you have it. Had to clamp those gaps back together, but overall I think it came together fine, so shouldn't be a problem. Right, so we're in Dave's office here dealing with a interesting design conundrum. We have a customer who wants a nylon string with super trebles, nylon string harp guitar featuring super trebles with sharping levers and a fanned fret.
And a cutaway.
And a cutaway.
Which we've kind of decided, how far do you take super trebles and sharping levers and all this stuff on an instrument? And we decided this build is the end of the road. So it doesn't get any more complicated than this. And I think this will be kind of the finale. Maybe this is our greatest build we've ever done, Tone.
Maybe so, yeah. All right, let me switch the camera angle. You guys can see what we're looking at. So here you have it. What we're dealing with here is a fan fret bridge position, and if we bring the super trebles up on the same bridge, we end up with too short of a scale length on this highest string. So my idea was to separate the super treble bridge off the main bridge and bring it back here to give it some added scale length. And we've now run into some more problems of the
accessibility for the tie block. You have the tie block for the nylon strings. So that's the other complicated part of this build. It's nylon strings, so you have this chunk back here that's the tie block where the strings wrap around. Well, this super treble bridge is going to be blocking access to these last couple of strings.
Not only that, the scallop of this bridge foot is not really deep enough for these strings to float across there.
Yeah, they're just obviously impeding each other.
Yeah, so we've got some gymnastics to do in the design room for this build, but it's really actually quite cool. It's a nylon string.
You can see the cool nut, how it's shaped with the fanned fret offset. I don't have the frets drawn in there, but this is the scale length. It's going to be 26 on that side and then 25, I think, on the high E side.
So it'll be a fan fret classical guitar.
In a perfect world, we'd like to have the bridge just be one solid bridge all the way across. But what the problem with doing that is that this super treble string ends up being only about 3 inches long, and I don't think the sharping lever is going to actuate. It's going to be tunable. It's going to be too short of a string.
For the sharping lever to have enough room to actually sharp it by the 1/2 step that it normally would be able to do.
Because the 1/2 step is going to be like a 1/2 millimeter.
Yeah, it would be just right off of the string post.
Yeah.
So by moving the bridge back here,
lengthens the
string, gives us a little bit more scale length on that particular string so that the sharping lever could actuate it in its proper intonation.
But now we have other issues that
we've got
block it from working.
Yeah, so that's what we're dealing with today, and it's a little bit of a headache. Okay, so we have decided to go back to our original design of having a super treble tie block.
No sharpening levers.
Instead of having sharpening levers, there was no way to work this amount of. So this is the design with sharpening levers.
Too much hardware.
And there's just too much hardware, and we end up having to lose so much scale length. So we've gone back to our initial tie block idea, which has been very successful on all of our other super treble instruments.
And we decided you don't need the levers. You don't need the levers with the super trebles because there's 8 super trebles, and the highest one is going to be a high C, and you don't really need to play any higher than a high C, and it's going to be chromatic down to the first super treble, which is an E. So you can have a chromatic super treble bank. So there's no need for sharpening levers.
So there you have it. This is the perpendicular fret of the fanned fret design.
One of these two, it's kind of right in between those two, but really it's that one, which I think is the
10th fret?
4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9th.
9th fret is the
9th
perpendicular
fret.
one.
Yeah, that sounds about right. So now they're going to start veering the other direction. This moves here to here. So this is the old 12th fret right here, I think. Maybe so I'm just going to delete that line. I don't think I need it anymore.
Yeah, it probably would be in the way.
And then now
they're going ergonomically the other direction. Cool. Here, scroll down a little bit so I can read that.
you probably want it this way.
Nylon string harp guitar with super trebles, sharpening levers, cutaway, 26-inch by 25-inch multi-scale
Fan fret.
fan fret.
8 super trebles, 7 sub basses with sharpening levers.
Yeah.
But the trebles will not have sharpening levers.
Yeah, the trebles will not. So.
At least thus far, unless the customer really wants them, but I doubt it.
And you can kind of check out the bracing design on the inside with the bridge plate.
Slanted bridge plate.
Slanted bridge plate. And, yeah, it's basically a what's that? A Torres or a
Hauser style bracing.
Hauser style
7 fan
Where
braces.
are we at there, Dave?
Well, this is the backwards guitar,
Oh yes.
the lefty, and I just prepped the top and got it all aligned to the rim, and then I kind of had to prep the rim. Now we're gluing it up.
All right, we got that top glued on to that left-handed 24-string rosewood back and sides harp guitar, and I'm going to go ahead and take these clamps off Dave's signature harp guitar and see how that bevel did. Okay, so I got the clamps off there, and it is looking mighty nice, I think. I was able to get that edge closed up real good, so there's Dave's chest bevel. What do you think so far? How's that?
The true test. Yeah, feels pretty good. This spike right here is going to have to get rounded, as we were talking about before. Just kind of soften those two edges
along
right
with
there.
the whole edge gets
That whole edge gets softened, but
softened.
yeah,
and
but
beveled.
that's a lot nicer there. Yeah, boy. it kind of just shifts this edge kind of down to here, which that'll get softened too, so it'll really make it nice.
Oh wow, boy, it allows the guitar to be so much closer to you as
Yeah,
well.
sort of
and
tilts the angle.
it angles it upwards. Yeah, that'll be a real nice.
Try that again. If you do Western style, like you have your right leg up doing it.
Well,
Got it right there.
That's
Yeah,
super
that's
comfortable.
very comfortable. Classic style. I don't really play classic
Yeah, it
style,
just
but
fits right around your
really
waist
nice.
right there.
Yeah, it's really nice positioning of that.
Oh, cool.
That's
Yeah.
a good design right there.
All right, let's get that thing sanded up nice, and I guess we'll be ready for a fingerboard on this thing.
Which I'm going to go cut right now.
Awesome. Dave's got a really cool idea for an inlay for his fingerboard of his signature harp guitar. And yeah, thank you guys for joining us on our little adventure today in the shop, Tone Devil Guitars.
And hopefully we'll have some new music to come at you.
Yeah, we're going to be trying to do some recording here with the mandolin and the harp guitar.
We'll see what happens tonight. Tune in. Tone Devil Guitars.
All right, see you guys tomorrow.